Um, we oftentimes want to talk about change. You see, when I get to listen to people talk, I, the politicians would say, "You have to vote me in because I have my own change I need to propagate. I have to impact change in this constituency. I have to impact change in this environment. I have to impact change in this county, in this state, or whatever it's called." But then others will say, I need to change my friends. Others will say, I need to switch from my relationship to something better that is still part of change. Others will say, I need to change my line of businesses. Others will say, I need to change my school. Others has a whole lot of things to change. But then let's be very realistic to ourselves. Change is not always progressive, even though change is constant. And the only way for change to take effect is not when preached, but when act. We have only got one life to live. If you must change anything, you have to change it immediately. You don't have to preach it for a very long time. Because when you don't change effect itself does not propagate. Change itself does not take effect. But then the question is, what are you changing into? We oftentimes want to change businesses. We oftentimes want to change our relationship. We oftentimes want to preach change to the people. We oftentimes want to change our friends. But the truth is this, what are we changing into? Like we know, change is constant, so it is. But then change is not always progressive. You might be changing from a bad friend to a worse friend. You might be changing from a worse relationship to a good relationship. As well, you might be changing from a good relationship to the worst relationship. The politicians could promise us change, but in return, what they do is not change, but inflict pains on us. And then when we ask them, they tell us this are the process in which change can take effect. You want to leave that job because you're aiming out for another job because you need a change. Yes, it is okay. It is all right for people to change. It's all right for people to move from point A to point B. But the truth is this, what is the outcome of point B? We really need to start thinking with our heads. We really need to be wise. Yes, there's this part of life that says one can change and things can also change. But then we should always have these things in our minds that we can either change to being good or to being bad or to rather being worst. Which is why I tend to make us understand that there's this area of our life that we need to really look into. We really need to look into the part that we need to understand that what needs to be changed ought to be changed and what needs to be fixed ought to be fixed. You cannot be fixing what needs to be changed and you cannot be changing what needs to be fixed. Now, when we don't understand these factors, it becomes chaotic. And this is when you need the divine wisdom to go about it. I want to leave this business, I want to run into the other business. You do not know what tomorrow holds for you. Now, the question is this business you're running from, is it what needs to be changed or it's what needs to be fixed? This relationship you are living, is it what needs to be fixed or what needs to be changed? These friends you are living, is it what needs to be fixed or what needs to be changed? We can want to change a whole lot of things, but at the end of it all, we are changing from positive to negative. We are changing what we could have applied a little bit of wisdom to correct, other than going to a place where we cannot find solutions. So if we want to propagate change, if we want change to take effect in our life, we still really need to understand that to every action you take regarding change, there's a consequences that stays ahead of it. It's either it's beneficial or it's either it's going to be regretful. So no matter what you're going to do, no matter that decision you want to make today, that you want to change a whole lot of things in your life, which is absolutely okay, stop preaching it, analyze it, investigate it, be sure about it, then take the bold step to make a change. Because the moment you keep reacting it, you cannot effect change. Change is like an action platform. You need to effect it for it to propagate. You don't need to preach it for it to come in play. Change doesn't work like that. Change is something that we must click the button for it to start moving. We must click the key point for it to get going. That's what change is all about. In my own case, I would say I would not want to take any decision because I'm being frustrated. I will not want to take any decision because I'm into some kind of depression. I will not want to take any kind of decision because I want to create a change because I am feeling pain wherever I am right now or whatever I'm going through right now. I wouldn't want to do that. I would rather want to sit my ass down. I would rather want to be at my best mood. I want to be sober. I want to really think about what will happen if I effect this change. You know, where we all go wrong is this. We don't look at what happens when we effect change. People would want to do things. You see, like I used to make people understand that the reason why a company is going to create a spare part for that product is not because the product is not perfect. It's not because the product is not good. But they understand the fact that the negativity is what empowers the positivity. Yes, what happens if that's your iPhone 11 Pro get to drop on the ground and the screen get broken? Do you want to dump it? You're always going to go out there seek for someone who's going to fix it and fix a new screen for you. Does that mean that the iPhone manufacturers did not do what was right? They did what was right, but they gave you an alternative. And that alternative is you getting a screen when you have a damaged screen. So sometimes we need to look at the effect of the things we want to change into. Sometimes we need to also understand that as much as we all hope for positivity, there's always a negativity lingering around. Like in physics, or rather in chemistry too, I would tag it as a whole in science. The electron has to work with the neutron to produce a positive charge. Why is it that the electron did not work itself out to produce a positive charge? It cannot be. The plus must merge with the minus sign for them to create a proper formula. This is how life is. You might be running from the bad to the worst, or you might be lucky to be running from the bad to the good. But then, how sure are you? If people say we have to change because I don't have to be stuck for a very long time trying to figure out what is good or what is bad, I have to change. Now look at it. How many businesses will you do before you find the perfect business? How many friends will you destroy? How many friends will you leave behind because you're looking for a perfect friend? How many relationships are you going to dump behind because you're looking for a perfect relationship? Are we in the world that is perfect? I had this video done some time ago. We are not in a world that is perfect. You and I were not perfect. There are some areas I am better off, and there are some areas you're going to find my flaws. You're going to find my errors. So I will say to you, if two people can live with tolerance, discipline, and understanding their boundaries, these two people can live for a very long time. But when these key factors are not indulged in that segment, these people can never be. So my point is, to whoever is out there that want to propagate change, think about it. Be sober. Figure it out. Be confident to accept what comes out of it as a consequence. Because we ain't God. We might be gods, which are the smaller gods, but we ain't God. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know what the next hour holds for us. We don't know what tomorrow holds for us. Sometimes we want to take action when it comes to our decision immediately because of how we are feeling at that time. But the truth is, no one has ever taken a better decision when they're in a hurry. No one has ever taken a better decision when they're frustrated. No one has ever taken a better decision when they're in depression. That's why your lawyer will put it to you. You will never write any statement at the police station when you're under duress, because you know why? For anything you write there will be used against you in the court of law. That is to tell you, because at that point you are in the station, your mind is not relaxed. You just want to do everything to make sure that you want to gain freedom. But at the end of the day, you trying to gain freedom, you are complicating your reason to be jailed. Like I once saw that advert on Nigel White. It says, when you are out there hunting for lunch, ensure you don't end up being a dinner. This is how life is. You might be running away from lunch, which you assume lunch is a bad thing for you, that you need to change to dinner. But then someone else is already booking you out for dinner. This is life. We really need to understand the things we go through. We really need to understand the people we are weak. We really need to understand the positivity in our businesses. Sometimes the businesses we own don't require change. It just needs to be fixed. It could be the wrong management. It could be where your business is situated. It could be how you run your business. It could be how you manage it. It could be how you want people to know about it. Why you want to change a business that the error is from you? Why you want to change a business that the solution is in your hands? Why you want to change those friends, looking at them as a negative impact? Now the question is this. I once asked people this question on one of my videos in my channel. I said the truth is this. I will not discard people whom I know had once played a positive role in my life. Because you cannot condemn one man for one bad and discard or rather ignore the 99 good. If I want to let go of my friends, if I want to change my friends' zone, if I want to change the people I associate with, I should be changing them for reasons best known to me. I should be changing them for reasons that I know is worth changing them for. Because there is no way you're going to find a perfect being out there. But you can find someone who maintains the same level of IQ with you. I will change my friends because they're not thinking in the direction I'm thinking. I will change my friends because they don't conceive what I conceive. I will change my friends because my vision is far different from what they see. But I will not change my friends because of their flaws. I will not change my friends because of their mistakes. Because I myself, I do make mistakes. I myself have got my own errors and issues. I will not change that school because the headmaster of the school is treating me bad. I will change that school if I am so sure of myself that I'm not getting the right education. So when we are looking forward to impact change, we should always have one thing in mind. Change is constant, but change is not always progressive. And to every action we propagate, there's a consequences that stays ahead of it. We might say no one cares. I would want to try. A lot of people are of the opinion that you have to try so many times to get it right. But now the question is this. Have you ever think of the time wasting trying to figure out what is right or wrong when you know you can sit in one place with a sober mindset and you could figure out where your problem is? Captain Jack Sparrow said something. The problem is not the problem. The problem is the attitude towards the problem. Sometimes we have a problem we want to change from. But the truth is this, even when we change from point A to point B, the problem is still going to be with us there. Because it's not all about the problem, it's our attitude towards the problem. For in this world today, we will always have a problem to fix. It's either we keep running from them and finding another in the future, or we start understanding the fact that it's our attitude towards the problem from not making us go into the same problem again. This is Greenleaf Entertainment Channel. This is your host, Anderson. Peace out.